We'll switch over to another slide that kind of carries this data over. So generative AI in production, here you see the 34% that are not evaluating it. But we have quite a few who are now in full production, indicated by the yellow bars here. And the common use cases that we see, of course, customer service, support, chatbots, text, and that kind of thing. Code generation and documentation, really popular. We'll talk about GitHub a little bit on that, I'm sure. And text and data summarization. This goes into a lot of different places in the business, and then writing content for marketing and sales and so on. So lots of interesting use cases kind of bubbling up, but it's still in its very nascent stages. I want to switch over to one more slide to just kind of help set the stage, if that's okay. We're going to move over to a drill down on generative AI we asked just a month prior to this. So this was a smaller number of respondents. And in here, we asked, do you have a formalized strategy? And majority said no, but we're not currently no, but we're currently developing a strategy. 18% though, so about a fifth had a formalized strategy around this technology, which I think is kind of impressive in such short notice. And 12% saying they will begin within the next year. So with all that sort of table setting in place, I really want to start with this and just say, how's it going in your organization? So maybe go through each one of you and hear to what extent generative AI technologies, maybe specifically Copilot or ChatGPT or something else, where does it stand in your organization? And if you don't mind, we'll kind of go through the roster. I do want to hear from each of you on this one. John, maybe let's start with you. So you're a senior director of technology integrations for a tech enterprise. How's it going on this front?
We've got a couple projects, one in-house and two that we're sporting out of house right now that are using or are formulating the plan to use generative AI right now. The one in-house is more of just a in-house news source summarization piece for our staff, and glean information out of the thousands of data points per minute that we seem to see every day, and kind of cull that down and give us some direction on where the market's heading. And then the two outside are actually in the 3D visualization field, and generative AI in that arena, which has probably been under development for a lot longer than November 22. But of course, it's all coming to the fore right now. So that's where we are.
Yeah, excellent. Great. So let's turn to Kuldeep. So you're in a municipal government office. You're the IT manager for this city. How's it going with generative AI in your organization?
Yeah, so probably like a lot of municipalities, when we have kind of newer, broader technology techniques or tools or things that are being developed, we usually have to lead it from the IT division. So that's really what's happening with the generative AI. There's a general kind of understanding that I guess everybody has, just even from what you see in the media and all that kind of stuff, but really a lack of understanding of how it could be applied. So what we're doing in the IT side is, of course, we're using it for our own pieces. A couple of folks are doing, whether it's code generation, minor things like that. We use it to generate responses to some service desk requests that we get. We've demoed a proof of concept to our communications team regarding using it for chat. Of course, we have citizens that interact with us to ask questions, et cetera, et cetera. So using all the learning from all the FAQs and information that we have, can we start doing that? So there's a little bit of kind of interest in there. And as far as this slide around strategy, we would be in a category of, we're going to continue to show proof of concepts and use cases, et cetera, to try to start to educate the organization, to hopefully get some of them to come to us and say, hey, could we try it out in this scenario or this use case? So that's where we're at right now.
Excellent. Great. Jim, how about you? You're in a nonprofit organization, sitting in the CIO and CISO role. How's it going with generative AI in your organization?
Sure. So it's going to sound a little bit similar to what John was talking about. So most of our work is managing an endowment and funding grants. Now, what's interesting is we've been funding grants for neuroscience research and neuroethics. Now we are looking at actually funding some grants around AI ethics. So it's very, very relevant, obviously, to our organization as well as how we're going to be dispersing those grants. So the two areas that we're focusing on right now, and these are proof of concepts, we're doing primarily text and data summarization for our inbound grant requests, try to glean insights as to the validity or the veracity of some of these requests. So it's helped us tremendously. Again, as a first round, we do these periodically, not every day. So we're trying to gather to see what kind of additive value that these technologies are having, as well as helping out some of our programmatic areas where we're spending a lot of time and effort. We're looking to see where we can reduce some of that effort from a human perspective. Again, all non-sensitive data at this point and all proofs. We're probably going to be getting a little more serious as the year ends this year and look to formalize a strategy, a formal strategy, probably in the first or second quarter of 2024.